Dun, 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 dun. It's urban truth.
Okay, welcome to the first episode of Project Truth Unplugged. Our topic of today is women/relationships. Gentlemen, you have the floor.
Alright.
Just I'm cold and I have a bad hair day. And I have a stuffy nose.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Really?
I don't know what we're talking about. Anyways, like I said, topic of the day is women in relationships. Okay, I had a question for you guys.
Should they be illegalized?
How many girls do you think a man should be able to date?
One.
And why do you think that?
One, because one alone takes time already.
Well, would you judge a man who has more than two?
I wouldn't want to say judge, because if you're going to judge, then someone else is going to judge yourself. So it wouldn't make a point to judge someone, because then your faults are going to be pointed out, and you're not going to like them. So there's no reason to do that. It's just dating more than just one woman makes it a lot difficult for the male, just because, or the female, you know, go both ways. Just because one relationship alone already takes up so much time and so much dedication to it. Having two causes double the time and all the things you have to do. So you're not just juggling one relationship with someone else.
So
you're juggling two and including your life.
So you would say a man who's dating more than two would be kind of somewhat crazy to be doing that.
I wouldn't say crazy. I would just say like
irresponsible a bit.
In a sense, but just kind of like they're like just kind of have to set your priorities straight. It's like it's really necessary to be two. It's like when one only was there.
So then having more than two is just out of the question.
Well, I wouldn't consider it dating after that. I would just consider it as just like
just be single and just party out.
Basically, that's basically what's happening, because it's not a one solid relationship that they are focused on. They're focused on, not really focused, but they're dividing their attention into how many relationships they are in. So they can't really dedicate to one person. They have to split their time for two.
Basically, what do you think?
It would just take an incredible amount of patience to balance two women. You know, like you said, you know, I agree with you. It should be just one, but like you've been saying, it's the same thing that some of us think. Two is just a little stressful. Three is unbearable.
Yeah, I think somebody just have one. If you go past more than one, it's just you're just bound to either get caught or just your emotions are not necessarily straight. There, you know, you're just confused of what do you want. If you know, people, and you know, love is a strong word. You either may think you love somebody, you might throw it around, but maybe you just like the person. You're just infatuated with the person.
Or
you like their
lust.
company.
It's
yes.
lust.
More than
Oh,
lust
yeah.
and love.
Lust.
Or you know, they'll cover up lust with the word love.
Exactly.
Like they'll just throw it around, you know. One day, you know, the dude is, you know, hanging out with one chick, you know, I love you, this, and that. Turn around the next day, you're with the other girl, I love you too. Come on.
Exactly.
So I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Just
I like it.
So you were just saying how we were just talking about how we replace lust and love, and saying love just to cover up the lust.
Okay.
So how many times have you actually said love and actually meant it?
Meant it?
And actually meant it from the heart? Actually.
Oh, like actually mean the
Like
love part?
actually mean it. Not just throw it out there just to make them happy.
Wow. That's actually a good question. Because, I mean, there is
I really
times.
hope they don't watch this video.
I mean, there is times where, yeah, it's true. You just say it out of instinct. They tell you, and you don't want to seem kind of fucked up, so you say it back. There's times where you do mean it. Most of the time I do. So when I do say it, I do mean it. Yeah, it's like, you know, there's times where I don't, but you can tell if I say it. I mean, you can tell if I mean, you know, if you mean it or not. You know, if someone says it first, if the guy says it first, I don't know. I think it's because normally you know how machismo is and the guy is saying it first. I think when a guy says it first, it's kind of sincere. Half the time, you know, if the guy responds, you know, when a girl says to you and you say it, it could be, I don't know, could take it. You can take it differently. So.
Sometimes when a guy would say, you know, I love you and all this stuff, sometimes at the moment it's actual love, but later on, it's just, this is just really confusing shit. They will look back on that moment and realize that was actually lust. You kind of get where I'm going with that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, alright, you're in the moment, you know, you're in her arms and all that, I love you and all that. Then, you know, the day after, you just wanted her body. That's it, you know?
So you're kind of in the moment. You're kind of
yeah, you're caught up in the moment, and you confused emotions for physical needs. I've had some experience with that. I seriously hope they don't see this video.
But going back to the question, you didn't answer. How many times have you actually said it and actually meant it?
Oh, I can't. There's a lot.
That is an illogical question to ask, sir.
Yeah, especially to me. Especially those.
It's like saying how many stars are there in the universe.
Those who've known me, you know, they know that I've dated a lot. Not because you say I'm a whore. I can say I'm a whore because I'm not. So I'm laughing at.
He's a hoe.
It's just I've been looking for the right person to love, and those come and go because you end up dating them and you tell them I love you, and you end up finding out they're not the right one for you. So. How many times have I said it? I said it many times. There is no number. That's it. But I would say 90% of the time I meant it.
1 out of 10.
And the rest were like oh, I had to say it. So I was kind of forced to say it, especially when you don't really know who, like, you're basically just not recently. I'm not gonna say recently or anything, but in the past. You know, you say, oh, I buried, not even with them, and they go like, oh, I love you, babe, or like, oh, okay, I love you too. So you can tell when someone says it, you know, like, oh, especially when they go, oh, I love you too. Now, when you say,
or you just
babe,
stutter.
Yeah, when you stutter or you pause and you say it, it's like, are they thinking about saying it? If you just say instinctively, I love you too. That's it.
Or you're just thinking about saying, okay.
Or you say, oh, I don't know.
That's great. Yeah.
I know, or something like that. Oh, that's the worst phrase to get.
Or when they said you too. I love you. Yeah, you too.
Me too what?
You too what? You want to kill me? And that's true. The phrase I love you is thrown around a lot. Some people mean it, some people don't. You can tell people do, people don't. And I think some people say it just to make the other person feel special. Like, oh yeah, I said it. Oh yeah, cool. He loves me, or she loves me, or he loves me, whatever. It's thrown around too much. You should only be able to say it when you really mean it. And there's times where you do say it and it's like, oh.
And that
why did I say that? You know?
And that whole throwing the I love you phrase around, it also depends on a certain scale who you're saying it to.
Yeah.
That relationship with that certain person, it's like that's what gives meaning to that. And with that in mind, I ask you guys a question now.
Okay.
Is it possible to love more than one person at the same time?
At the same time? Wow, that's an awesome question to ask. But it's pretty.
And I will be sincere right now.
It's a blunt question. It's a really blunt question.
Yeah.
It's a broad question.
You don't have to get personal experience.
No. You know what? It is possible to love more than one person. It is. Because you can be attracted to two people. It's just attracted. But when you actually feel feelings for it, yeah.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a moment for Project Truth Unplugged. Stay tuned.